Hi, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Facebook Live. I am Todd Scholl, and I am the Professional Practice and Policy Fellow with the South Carolina Education Association. And tonight we have an incredible set of guests that I'd like to introduce. First of all, our Uniserv Director for the Midlands, Kaneale Cornell. Say hi, Kaneale.
Hi, everybody.
And then we have Amanda Hewitt, who is from Aiken Scholars Academy. And
hi.
Yeah, and then we have Delonte Hough, who is from Darlington Middle School. Say hi, Delonte.
Everyone.
And he's also one of the newest members of the SCEA. I want to welcome you to the association.
Thank you.
Awesome. So tonight we're here to talk about a really cool initiative that the SCEA has, and it was the brainchild of Kaneale Cornell. And I'm going to let her talk to you about it. It's called Clear the Lists. And I'm just going to have her just sort of talk about how she came up with the idea and exactly what it is. And then she'll sort of show you guys how you can submit your list. So Kaneale, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, thank you so much, Todd. And I love the idea of putting this on so we can get the word out. So that way all the educators across South Carolina can really embrace this and hopefully be blessed with everything that they need for their classroom. So when I got involved in education, I taught for 6 years, and family is one of my core values. And a lot of us, when we start teaching, you know, we have a family and we aren't making a lot of money. And so there were always things when I first started in my classroom that I wanted. And, you know, I think I spent thousands and thousands of dollars funding my own classroom, because when you walk in the room your first year, you have the desks, the tables, maybe some technology, just the bare minimum, right? That's what you walk into. And so you just have to start brainstorming, what do you want this vision to be? The climate and culture in your classroom to nurture these babies that just need to be inspired and that you're going to be with every single day. And then once you start looking into that, it starts costing yourself a lot of money, right? So switching roles from an educator to what I do now to support educators here in South Carolina, at the beginning of this school year, we attended some new hire orientations all across the state. And as I was talking to educators, I'm like, you know, how's it going? You're getting your classroom ready. And they just kept saying, man, I'm spending a lot of money. Like, I'm overwhelmed. I got into the room. I'm super excited to do this work. So happy I got the job. I just am spending a lot of money. And somebody said, well, I have an Amazon wish list. And I thought, oh, I could support this teacher. And then I got really excited because I thought, well, I've made an Amazon wish list and I know how amazing it is to just have something delivered straight to your house to support you. And so I said, you know, what's your link? And it just kind of blew up from there. I started to add links on Facebook, like, hey, drop your Amazon wish list link in the bottom in the comments. And all of a sudden we had 200 plus Amazon wish list from all over South Carolina. And so from there, I thought, well, how do I organize this into something that we can really support all these people? We have the list, now what? And I created a website through s'mores.com. And it's an amazing tool for educators to use for newsletters. Also, if you guys have not ever used that before, it's got lots of interaction. You can edit it, you can manipulate it to be whatever theme you want. And so I used it as a teacher, and I thought, this will be fun. We can change it every month. We can make it something new. We can reach out to the community and just shower South Carolina teachers with love and the resources that they need to make their students happy and make them really feel involved in the work. So we created a website and linked it to each unit district. So with the South Carolina Education Association, one thing that's unique to us is that you have your own representative in each area of the state. So my job is to represent those members in the Midlands, that's right in the middle of the state from east to west coast. And then we have an upstate and a low country. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just kind of take you step by step on how to get there and show you how we organized it. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So up in the top, if you search the scea.org/clear the lists, it's going to take you to our s'mores page. And you can see here that we've had over 7,000 individual visitors on this site,
Wow.
which is amazing. That's not views, that's separate visitors. So from our site, you kind of go down and it explains what this is. This is our winter Christmas theme. Be the miracle this Christmas. Take a moment this winter and you can get educators gifts by clearing their lists and just blessing their students. And as you go down, there are different ways that you can donate. So if you are a community member or somebody watching right now and you just want to say, hey, how can I bless a teacher in my area? You can Venmo, which is right here, number 2, Venmo donations to @the SCEA. And Todd Jake is the name that's linked to that. So when you type in, I donated the other day, and it will refer it to as Todd Jake. That's correct if that pops up. But once you donate, you're going to want to make sure that you let these 2 email addresses know. So going to this site is important so you have all the information in front of you, because this is how we promote it. This is how I can reach out to that teacher and say, hey, someone just cleared your list. And then if you just want to write a check, you can write a check and let us know that it's for #clear-the-list. You can drop it off or put it in the mail and we will mail you back a receipt. So those are the ways to donate. We need to edit this to 31 educators because Chantel Johnson from Florence just got her list cleared.
Yay.
Shout out to you. It's so exciting.
Awesome.
Yes. So as you travel down, here's where I talked about the regions. So you have upstate, Midlands, and low country. And then this blue button right here is where you add your own list. So I'm going to click on a page, a regional page, to show you what it looks like. So I clicked on the Midlands. And then here it explains your unit district, because if you live in Horry County, for instance, you might say, why am I a part of the Midlands? And this explains it. And then as you go down, as people add their list, they can add a little blurb about who they are, what they do, why they want something, or just be thankful and grateful that they had the opportunity to be on here. And when you click on someone, so I'm going to click on Ryan's, and it takes you and shows you everything that they would like for their classroom. Okay. And sometimes it's fun things that they want to, decorate with. Sometimes it's classroom library. Sometimes it's manipulative. Sometimes it's actual tools to use, or even technology. And then you just click add to cart, and you can see at the top, things are dropping into my cart. You just go all the way down, click everything you want to buy, and then you go to your cart and you can purchase their items. So it's as easy as that if you wanted to do it yourself, or you could just donate the money and then we could do that part for you. So I'm going to exit out of the region. If you want to add your own list, click on the add your list button. It takes you to a Google form. You fill out this information right here. And then I added a how to create an Amazon wish list, because I oftentimes get people right in here like dry erase boards, comma, markers, comma. And so we really need you to create either a donor's choose or an Amazon wish list or some type of outside platform where you can just copy the URL. Like you could copy this and drop it into here. That way we can link it to the website and the button, and it will be sent directly to your home address. So that explains how to do that. And then
There's so many things that I love about this, Kaneale. One is the flexibility. I've used Donors Choose, which is great. The 2 issues I always had was I felt like I was the only one promoting it through my Facebook channel and my Facebook page, and it worked, but it felt like it was a lot of work on my part, and I didn't really have a whole lot of support. And also, Donors Choose is great, but there's also a lot of limitations in terms of what you can get. So being able to do Donors Choose or the Amazon wish list, and then people having the flexibility to say, hey, I want to just fund part of it. I don't have enough money to fund the whole thing, but I'm going to fund a couple of little things. It gives people the option who want to donate, specific places they can donate to. So if there's a particular district or particular teacher they want to donate to, they can. Or if there's specific things that they really value, they see value in a part of the list, like maybe they're really into literacy and they want to fund the books. It gives people that flexibility to fund what they want to fund, maybe a little bit from each list or an entire list. So it's just really flexible, and that's one of the great things about it. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, never be sorry. You are valued and your space is worthy, Todd. All right, so next steps. Let's say you have your list. People we purchased for you, someone bought things for you, you're starting to get things in the mail. What do you do next, right? Promote, 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 because the only way to get other people blessed with this whole initiative is that we celebrate the wins and that people start to see like, hey, that really happened. It's not like the lottery. Like people all the time are getting their lists cleared, at least 2 to 3 a month. And then sometimes like 20 at a time have been cleared. So you really, really, really just want to use the hashtags, clearly the SCEA. That way you can click on that hashtag on social media and it will show you all the people who have had their list cleared. Make sure you use hashtag clear the list because this is a nationwide initiative. And then as we go down, it just talks about you promote it on social media, make sure you're in the SCEA Facebook groups for your region or your local. And if you want to make a video thanking donors and the SCEA, you can. If you just want to take a picture, you can get creative with it. We now have a TikTok also for the SCEA, so you can make a TikTok about it. Just make it fun, make it creative, but really promote it because we want other people to have the opportunity and see that it's working. And then we want you to ask a local business or a business owner, somebody you know, if they would be willing, or even individuals, church families, your family. I don't want to just say businesses, but ask other people to donate because a lot of times people hear the struggles that we have in public education. They understand that we need support, we need love from our community, and this is something simple that people can do, and a lot of times they just don't know that it exists yet. So if they're like, oh, I know it's really rough, well, what can I do besides vote pro public education is donate to the site, donate to make sure that somebody gets blessed with materials that they need for their classroom that they might not have the money to fund themselves. So this is a really cool opportunity. All right, I think that covers one.
Let's bring on some folks who have benefited from this initiative. Let's start with Amanda. Amanda Hewitt's from Aiken Scholars Academy. Amanda, talk about the process of creating your list and maybe some of the things that you got funded and what that's meant to you and your students so far.
So I teach science. So we do a lot of hands-on learning, a lot of manipulative, a lot of random labs of me shopping in Walmart for years and years. So it was really nice of having a way of putting just kind of a wish list. I don't necessarily need some of these items, but this could make the job easier and more fun for the kids to learn. So I put in some of my favorite items to help on with hands-on learning. So I got timers, I got weights, I got powdered cabbage powder, which all the science teachers know you didn't have to boil it, so it's better. But it was so much fun kind of just shopping and not necessarily, okay, this is my budget, this is what I have to get. It was more of, this is an opportunity to get things that I may not have gotten in the past. I could get books, I can get just things that I know the students are going to love. So my list was more targeted towards hands-on learning items, and I did it. And one of my favorite things that I got through this experience was like my friend Bethany, she's also a teacher. She bought me a coloring book for biology. And it has really great review guides, but my kids love it because they got to have an excuse of, oh, well, we're learning, but we're stress relieving by coloring. And I got to buy books for her class. And it was just kind of nice it was treat your friend and she treats her friend. And it was a fun little experience. It wasn't just, hey, out to the universe, please someone help. It was more of, hey, I'll get you this, you get me that, and that joy that we both got to share with each other.
Yeah, that's great. And Delonte, tell us about your experience with Clear the List so far. I know you're at Darlington Middle School. What did you have funded, and how has that impacted your classroom?
Well, first of all, I am delighted to have this opportunity. As a first-year teacher, it is very exciting to have the community back you and support you. I originally started my Amazon wish list about a few weeks before I graduated. I'm a recent graduate of Francis Marion, and I just put my list on Facebook, and people started supporting. As a first-year teacher, like Kaneale said, when you walk in that classroom for the first time, you have your desk, you have your technology. I'm fortunate enough to be in a district where, I was given some supplies. Then, of course, you want to make your classroom your own. You want to make your classroom homey for your students. So a lot of the items that I put on my list were, of course, tools that they could use for projects and, things like pencils, scissors, glue sticks, that type of stuff, but also lamps, other things to make my classroom homey because, just being realistic, a lot of students, they don't always have that sense of home in, where they live. So, oh, I'm forgetting her name. What is it?
Kaneale?
Kaneale, yeah, I'm sorry. New to this. Kaneale, she got my Amazon wish list off of Facebook, and she posted it in our group. And then about a few weeks later, I would say, I was completely funded. My list was completely cleared. And I am very thankful for that. Just this past week, my students and I were doing a snowflake project while we were reviewing for our benchmark that will be this coming week. And it was a blessing to be able to have enough scissors for my classroom so that each and every child could have scissors and could participate. I had enough markers and crayons and colored pencils so that every child could participate. A lot of our students, they have a lot of barriers to learning, whether it be emotional barriers, personal barriers. One of the biggest barriers that I think a lot of our students have, especially in the midst of this pandemic, is that financial barrier. Just that ability to, purchase the items that they need to be successful in the classroom. Because my list was cleared, I was able to break down that barrier for my students. My students, they know when they come in my room, I always have a pencil for them. If they don't have paper, I have paper for them. Again, because of the support of the community, because of the support of, my district, I was able to do that, and I'm very thankful for that.
That's a great story, Delonte. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's right now there's a lot of things weighing on teachers. There's a lot of things about their working conditions and the pay and that kind of thing. And one of the things that teachers struggle with is we do get a small supply check, and we're thankful for it, but it goes very, very quickly. If you're the type of teacher like Delonte, who's constantly trying to ensure that the classroom environment is welcoming and warm and feels that like home to them, and that they also have all of the supplies. A lot of people will be surprised at how many things teachers really do need and how much they go out of their own pocket to buy these items that really are sometimes needs. Now, sometimes the things that I wanted, it wasn't a dire need, but there were things that I wanted to do with my students because I felt like it would the experience of the curriculum in the classroom would be enriched by having those items. And sometimes you're just told no, that there's not money in the budget. So then you have to go out and find the funds yourself. And a lot of teachers, like I said, use donors choose. But this is such a wonderful initiative because it gives you so much more flexibility in the types of things you can use. And then also what I love about it is it's bringing together, it's crowdsourcing the solution rather than putting the onus on the teacher alone to find the funding. We are coming together as an association, the SCEA, and really helping as a community to get this stuff funded. Kaneale, do you want to talk a little bit more about what it was like. I know when you were teaching and trying to find funding, what that was like, and how this initiative, you envision it continuing to help teachers moving forward.
Yeah, so I like to always talk about my previous school as like a paradise. It was a very small, intimate space where there were only 2 second grades in the whole building. Every grade level only had 2 classes, and our PTO, they were rock stars. And so I had a community there that blessed teachers. Like they were always looking for reasons because they were so active and they were always raising money that the whole entire community just wanted to love our students and love our educators. And they would always say, you know, what do you want for your room? What do you need? And we started doing a lot of like philanthropic opportunities where we were reaching out to the community every month and giving back to them in some way. And so it was just really this heaven of an elementary school that I worked at. And everybody, every stakeholder was just so immersed in the students' success and what we needed to be successful. And so, you know, when I came here to South Carolina and I just witnessed a lot of the struggles, some of the things, even just as simple as basic needs and rights of teachers, like not every teacher here gets protected planning time. Not every teacher here gets an unencumbered lunchtime. And some don't even have the resources that they need. And so when I start, you know, my job is to talk to teachers, people who are members of the South Carolina Education Association. I find myself spending hours on the phone with them about how we can best find a solution to whatever it is that they need. And my heart was breaking over and over again that they weren't getting the love and support from the community. But then I thought, you know, do people know how to reach out? I'm sure that a lot of people want to love and support students and educators in public education. And so when this, you know, started to bubble up, I thought, wow, what a great opportunity for people to just be capable and have an easy flow avenue. Like, oh yeah, everything's horrible, but I'd love to support a teacher. I don't know how. Oh, here's a QR code. It takes you straight to a link, right? You can find anybody in your area and just bless them. Get them one thing and write them a note. Get them 10 things. Get them all 20 things on their list. Whatever makes your heart happy, and whatever, you know, you can do to bless a student and bless a teacher.
And with this holiday season, what a perfect time if you're watching this and you're wanting to support public education or a public educator and our public education students. What a wonderful way to do that. And you know, if you can only afford a $2 or $3 item, great. If you can fund a whole list, that's awesome. But what a great time of year to think about donating to this cause. And no matter what you celebrate, you know, this giving time of year, we all have that sort of spirit of giving and wanting to help and support others. So this is such a great way to do that. And you're right, we're struggling right now. So many educators are struggling. We just did a live stream last week where, you know, we have over 1,000 teacher vacancies, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And part of it is, though, that the teachers just don't feel supported. And this is such a perfect example of how collective action is more powerful than individual action. As individuals, we can do things and we can make great things happen. But when we come together collectively and we work together to help each other, we can make even bigger and better things happen. And this is a simple thing, right? But what would happen if all of us came together to really fight for teachers' rights, whether it's protected planning time or increased pay? What if we all came together and used one voice collectively rather than trying to advocate individually and just writing our senators and representatives individually? What if we came together? So this is a perfect example and a perfect reason to join the SCEA, to be a part of our movement so that we can build that collective power. I'm going to let Amanda and Delonte sort of share any final thoughts that they have, and then we'll let Kaneale wrap it up and then go to closure. But Amanda, do you have anything else you want to share before we wind things up?
Just want to echo the power of collaboration and just how great of an opportunity being part of the SCEA is. That I'm part of my local chapter in leadership, And it's not that we're trying to make all these changes, but we're a collaborative team that supports each other first. And no matter what, you have a group of teachers behind you that are willing to help lift you up. And that's the power of SCEA.
That's beautiful. You couldn't have said it any better. Delonte, final thoughts.
My final words would just be to encourage any local business owners or civic groups or community leaders that are listening or live streaming to continue to support educators. You know, there's an old saying, and it's true, there's power in unity. When teachers and the community unite together, we really are providing resources to the next generation. One of my students said something very prolific a few weeks ago. It said, Mr. Hough, you know, you could be teaching the next president of the United States. You could be teaching the person who, you know, is your doctor in a few 40 years from now, as in their words. And I thought about that on my way home. That's very true. You know, the resources that were donated to my classroom could have been put in the hands of the next president of the United States, you know, years from now. Could have been put into the hands of doctors that will, you know, be doctors and medical advocates in our community. So when you're donating to, you know, classrooms, when you're donating to teachers, think about that big picture. Who are you donating to? You're donating to the people that will impact change today, tomorrow, and years to come.
Beautiful, beautiful. Making an investment in our future for sure, and the future of the children of this state. Thank you so much, Delonte. And Kaneale, what a great idea and wonderful execution of a great idea. So congratulations to you. Do you want to share any final thoughts, including just reminding folks how they can submit their lists and also how they can donate if they want to donate to clear a list?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to take you back here. Take you back to our website. So you can go to the scea.org/clear the lists with an S at the end, and it will take you to this beautifully decorated page here. You can choose a region of the state in which you live that you want to surprise someone, buy someone a Christmas gift or a holiday surprise at the end of the year. You can click on their lists and, well, not that one, sorry. That one got wiped out, it said. Click on their list and then you can add things to your cart. You can Venmo to @the SCEA, and Todd Jake's name will show up on that one. So don't be fearful if you see that. And then you can always write a check, and then right here on our site is all of our information to send it to, and we will send you a receipt. And I really don't know that I could say it any better than Amanda and Delonte did as far as wrapping it up. But I just want everyone to know out there, whether you're supporting educators or you are an educator, if you're an educational support professional, so our aides, our bus drivers, our custodians, anyone that are supporting students in the public schools, the South Carolina Education Association is here for you. Like Amanda talked about, like, this is a community. We're here to network. We're here to feed off one another, lift each other up, and support each other. We're here to advocate for you when you don't fully understand what all your rights are. I'm on the phone for hours an evening with members, just really working through things that people just need that support from their community. And that's what we do here, right? And collectively, we can come together, everyone on this call, everyone who's listening right now, to make positive changes in South Carolina for our students, for our educators, and like Delonte said, for our future. So, you know, this is a small ask, and just promote, because we want everyone to understand that you are supported, that you are cared about, and that we really do love our students here in South Carolina. So
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'd like to thank our guests tonight, Kaneale Cornell, the Uniserv Director for the Midlands, Amanda Hewitt from Aiken Scholars Academy, Delonte Hough from Darlington Middle School. Thanks to all three of you for being a part of this really great discussion tonight. It was a really wonderful discussion, and what a wonderful initiative. And in the comments below, I have put the link, the scea.org/clear the list, so you can go directly to that link, click on it, and explore. If you have questions, you can comment on that, and we'll get back to you. But I want to personally invite everybody who's watching, if you're not already a member of the SCEA, go to jointhescea.org and join our movement. It's not just a group of people. It's not just an association. It is a movement. It is a movement to finally give our educators and students the type of schools that they deserve. They've long deserved, and it's overdue. And we've got to come together to make that happen. And the SCEA is the place to do that. So again, join the SCEA.org. That's educators, administrators, bus drivers, custodians, everyone. And even if you are just a community member, we have associate memberships as well. So please look at our website, join us. Let's come together, use one voice, and drive this movement forward and make great things happen for our educators and their students. So thanks so much tonight for watching, and we will see you on our next live stream. I think that's coming up maybe Wednesday. We're going to be talking about the COVID vaccine with some folks from DHEC. So watch out for that, and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/the SCEA. Thanks again. And all right, I think we're done.